The bitter truth is that most of us spend our lives pointing fingers at the world, believing that our boss, our parents, or the economy is the reason we are not happy. We want to be the hero of our own story, but we often refuse to admit that we are also the ones holding the pen that writes our failures. It is much easier to blame a shadow than it is to look at the hand that is casting it. If you feel like your life is a ship that is slowly sinking, you must stop looking at the waves and start looking at the captain. Today, I want to share a secret about power that only the truly wise understand. Let me tell you a story about a young woman named Ishani, who lived in a valley overshadowed by a great ancient castle. Ishani was a talented and hardworking woman, but she felt like the world was a giant wall standing in her way. She had a list of reasons why she was not successful. Her boss did not appreciate her talent. Her family did not understand her big dreams. And she felt the economy made it impossible for her to save even a single coin. Every night, she would sit by her window and wish for the stars to change her luck. She felt small and helpless, as if she were a leaf being tossed around by a cold wind that she could not control. Her goal was to build a business of her own, but she felt that every external force was working against her. This constant state of blame was like a heavy fog in Ishani's mind. She was conducting a dangerous life experiment where she was always the victim and everyone else was the enemy. Psychologically, this was draining her power. When you blame others for your problems, you are giving them the remote control to your happiness. Ishani's brain was stuck in a loop of anger and stress. She felt that if only everyone else would change, she would finally be free. But because she could not change other people, she remained stuck in the same place year after year, growing more bitter with every passing season. She was losing her spirit, not because of her boss, but because of the stories she told herself. One day, Ishani climbed the hill to the old castle to meet a wise woman named Meera, who lived among the stone ruins. The castle was famous for a dark hall of mirrors that had been there for centuries. Meera did not offer her a seat or a cup of tea. Instead, she led Ishani into the very center of the hall, where hundreds of reflections stared back at her from every angle. Meera gave her a strange and difficult task. She told Ishani to look into the glass and describe the person she saw as if that person were her worst enemy. She told her to list all the ways that person had sabotaged her own dreams and wasted her own time. At first, Ishani was shocked and tried to look away, but the mirrors were everywhere. She began to speak, and slowly, the words became more honest and painful. She admitted that she spent hours complaining instead of working. She admitted that she was too afraid to take risks because she was scared of what people would say. Meera stood beside her and spoke in a voice that was as sharp and clear as the glass. She told Ishani that the person she sees in the mirror is the only one who can truly stop her, and the only one who can truly save her. She explained the law of extreme ownership. In nature, a tree does not blame the soil for being rocky. It grows its roots as deep as it can to find the water it needs. The mountain does not blame the wind for the cold snow. It simply stands firm. Meera taught her that until you own your mistakes, you can never own your future. This was a massive eureka moment for Ishani. She realized that by blaming her boss and the economy, she was pretending she was just a passenger in her own life. She decided to take back the wheel. In our modern world of 2026, we have many new things to blame. We blame the digital algorithms for our lack of success, or we blame the fast pace of social media for our lack of peace. We say that the system is broken, just as people in the past used to say the stars were against them. A practical tool you can use today to reclaim your power is the mirror audit. Whenever you face a problem in your career or your life, before you look at anyone else, ask yourself one simple question. How did I contribute to this situation? Even if your contribution was only 1%, focus on that 1%, because that is the only part of the world you can actually change. Ishani left the castle that day with a straight back and a clear mind. She stopped waiting for the world to be fair and started making herself stronger. She realized that she was the captain of her soul and the master of her fate. The world will always have obstacles, and the economy will always have ups and downs, but those are just the weather. You are the ship. If the ship is strong and the captain is wise, the weather does not matter. You are the only person who can hold yourself back, and you are the only one who can set yourself free. Take the wheel of your life today and lead it with courage.